and welcome to another episode of Eduko Lounge. I am Pudhamini Onethra Gomez, and today we are honored to have Dr. Sajeeva Narangoda with us, the current Group Chief Executive Officer, Chief Director, Ambeon Holdings PLC. So, if I am to ask this question, Doctor, who is Dr. Sajeeva Narangoda? How do you define yourself?
First of all, thank you for having me, Pudhamini. Tough question. Let me say this way, humble, down to earth. I mean, that's what I like others to see me.
That's really lovely. So, currently you work for a significantly diverse empire with a massive staff. And we heard that Ambeon Holdings made a 3 billion profit last financial year. So, can you tell us a little bit about your role there?
Well, as the Group CEO, Ambeon Holdings is a diversified conglomerate in Sri Lanka, a public listed company where we have companies representing multiple industries, starting with manufacturing to information technology, financial services and strategic investments. So to answer your question, my role is as the Group CEO is that there are some companies within the group where we actively get involved, where as the Group CEO I kind of work very closely with the senior team in those companies, but most of the companies that we have given the liberty to the CEOs to run the day-to-day operations, but myself as the Group CEO, I sit in most of those boards. So as a member of the board, that we are heavily involved with formulating the strategy and the policy framework for those companies. But by and large, my role is more or less a mentoring role, to work very closely with the subsidiary CEOs, supporting them, guiding them, and kind of, kind of mentoring them on certain areas.
So, Dr. Narangoda, getting into your early life and education, what inspired you to have such a versatility in life? I mean, moving from health to finance, science, accounting, marketing.
Very lucky to go to a very good school in Colombo, Nalanda College, and my parents were very supportive, gave me the freedom to do what I wanted to pursue in life. So to answer your question, how did I get into kind of diverse areas in life? I mean, mid-90s when I completed my A-levels, it was a very kind of we didn't have that many opportunities. So what inspired us to do multiple things was, I would say, lack of opportunities, because I got good results and good marks to get into to pursue medical studies in Sri Lanka, but unfortunately there was a civil war going on in the northern and east, and we were just coming out of a civil war in the southern part of the country. So mid-90s it was a bit chaotic, where we had very limited opportunities, and unfortunately at that time we had about 4 or 5 medical schools operating in Sri Lanka, but unfortunately the Jaffna Medical School, because of the civil war, could not operate in full capacity. So as a result, we from the south, since the capacity was limited, only the students who were living in the northern area could enter Jaffna Medical School. So unfortunately we were kind of, even though we have gained sufficient marks, we were forced to go and do dentistry in Peradeniya. So that's not what I really wanted to do. I was very keen to pursue medical studies, but and also to make matters worse, we had to wait for nearly 3.5 years to get into the university. So that gave us the opportunity, and I would say the lack of opportunities kind of forced me to pursue other things in life, where, academically and otherwise, where I started doing accountancy exams with Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA UK. Within that period of 3.5 years, I got myself almost qualified as a management accountant. So by the time I entered to do my studies in dentistry, so I was almost a qualified accountant. So that kind of happened with the kind of the lack of opportunities that we got at that time.
So, what were some of the pivotal moments or influences during your undergraduate studies at the University of Peradeniya and your future studies at other universities around the world?
Well, I would say Peradeniya is a fantastic place. I think those who have visited the university, you may agree with me. Well, on one side there is Hantan range of mountains, on the other side there is Mahaveli river and 1,700 acres. So going from Colombo to Peradeniya is kind of a, it's a fascinating experience. Mm-hmm. But I must say, it's a bit of an intense program, the undergrad dentistry program. It was the first 2 years. The program was very heavy with all the usual medical subjects coming for the curriculum. What I remember most is the first 2 years was really tough with body dissections, anatomy, where we had to dissect human cadaver. So it was a very tough period, the first couple of years, until we did the second BDS exams with a very tough curriculum. But things settled down, and also Peradeniya being a fully fledged university where you have all the faculties, where engineering, medical, arts, commerce, veterinary, so you kind of mix with kind of a wide array of students from different social and ethnic classes. So that was a fantastic experience where you come across interesting people, and coming from Colombo, where we met. Most of my batchmates were from all over the country. So it was really nice. And that gave me the foundation to kind of pursue the next stages of my academic and my professional career, where after passing out as a dentist, I practiced for nearly 2 years attached to Peradeniya Dental Hospital, and then because of my double qualification in dentistry and finance and management, I got this heart's call to do a MSc in finance and management in the UK. In the county of Staffordshire, University of Kiel, another fantastic university, a residential university, where I was very fortunate to sort of, to undergo my MSc. Again, a beautiful place which gave us a lot of opportunities to pursue other things in life. I played cricket as a youngster in Sri Lanka, but could not continue because of my studies. But in England at Kiel, I kind of restarted playing, and the postgrad program was fantastic, where teachers and the supervisors were very supportive, even though it was a very intense program, cramped up for a period of 18 months with a dissertation, but still it gave us a lot of time to do part-time jobs and to play cricket and travel and meet a lot of interesting people and all that. Yeah.
Lovely. So, Doctor, you have been into different facts in management, and we see a vibrant and challenging career so far. Tell us a little bit about being the country representative, International Hospital Assessor in Australia.
Well, that happened later on in my life, where after I returned to Sri Lanka, I was running private hospitals in Sri Lanka under two different leading public listed conglomerates here in Sri Lanka. So one of the hospital chains at that time, this was somewhere around 2008, 2009, we were very fortunate that we decided that we want to obtain International Hospital Accreditation. So that's where we kind of approached Australian Council on Healthcare Standards in Australia, where they are one of the leading healthcare accreditation agencies in Australia. where they have accredited almost 95% healthcare institutions in Australia, and in this region, internationally they have accredited more than 1,500 hospitals. So in Sri Lanka, that particular private hospital, Hemas Hospitals, we became the first Sri Lankan hospital, the Sri Lankan private hospital to obtain any sort of International Hospital Accreditation through Australian Council on Healthcare Standards, which comes under Australian Commission on Healthcare Quality and Safety, where basically for every facet of healthcare management, there are defined standards. So that was a fantastic opportunity for me, and I kind of fell in love with the philosophy of setting up different standards on running hospitals and healthcare institutions, and that paved me the pathway to become a International Hospital Assessor. And later on the country and the regional representative for Australian Council on Healthcare Standards.
Very impressive. So, Doctor, reflecting on your diverse career, what are some key lessons you've learned, and what are the key lessons you think that would be important for a person to grow personally and professionally?
Well, I would say, you need to kind of, as a professional, individually and otherwise, it's important to sort of, to support each other and be humble, and to kind of at any given time try and learn something new, and always try to upskill yourself, and to what is important is kind of your value system, your values, without compromising your values, to support each other, help each other, and always try and learn something new, because unless you kind of upskill yourself, you are going to sort of become obsolete very soon. So learning doesn't stop. I mean, you should not stop learning. So that's something that's very important.
Thank you so much for sharing those valuable experiences and advices with us. Thank you, Doctor, for being a part with this podcast.
Thank you very much for having me.